Hey, gang, thanks for joining us. This is episode 17 of Get Help Hangouts for Google Certified Trainers. My name is Trevor Beck, one of the hosts for the show. And basically what we do in this show is we try and bring out some news and some stuff that's happening within Google, within the industry, as well as give you guys an opportunity for doing some professional development. Because just because you're a trainer doesn't mean that the learning stops. So we want to try and help out with everyone. And of course, we all learn as we go along as well. Before we get started, I just want to do a quick screen share here and just so you know where to look for what. We have the Q&A going. If you have questions during this presentation, this is what we're going to be looking at is goo.gl/slide/7G4DU7. So if you have any questions, by all means, please put them in there. The question app only runs while this Hangout is on. So those of you that are in the chat in the YouTube channel, that's where you're going to be going to for putting your questions in live time. Otherwise, if you have questions after the presentation, please put them in the comments and we'll try and get back to you after that. All of our show notes for all of the shows that we have are at bit.ly/gethelpshownotes. And actually, we've got a new website that we'll be talking about a little later, and we will give you the URL for that. That's where we're going to be putting everything, and that's where you're going to be putting your links to find your stuff. Right now, we'll have we have the videos up. Eventually, I hope to have an awesome table up there so you can actually search through to find all the different subjects that we've done in the past. You don't actually have to go throughout the YouTube channel. So before we get any farther, let's do some introductions. Again, I'll start off. My name is Trevor Beck. I am a Google Certified Trainer and Innovator from here in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. And we're going to start. Allison, you're there, so let's get you started.
Okay, my name's Allison Malika, and I'm a Google Certified Trainer too, and hope I can share something helpful today.
Thanks. Justin.
Hey guys, I'm Justin. I'm a Googler from Mountain View, California. Happy to be here and welcome.
Thanks, Justin. And our special guest today, Kim.
Hi, my name is Kim Matina. I am a trainer also, and I am a top contributor in the G Suite for Education Help Forum. This is my first time on the show. I'm very happy to be here to learn from everyone and to share some ideas with you also.
Do you want to plug your own Hangout?
My own talk show is the Sweet Talk.
Okay, excellent. Thank you. So let's take a look at our agenda today. Quick screen share. So we're going to take a look at what's new happening with Google. Google's got some cool announcements this month. So I want to make sure everyone understands or is aware of those ones that are coming. Either they're rolled out or are going to be rolled out soon. Our featured presentation today is going to be mobile apps. You love them, you know them, but there's probably some tricks and stuff that you haven't found out about, and we're going to show you what we know. Then we'll do a random share, and at the end, we'll do a shout out for one of our presenters, just to recognize someone that's been doing some activity within the Google trainer community. The digital skills update, Allison, I believe this is you, is it not?
Sure. Yeah. We just wanted to give you an update. The digital skills program is continuing to evolve. If you recall, we announced its beta launch last spring, and so many trainers and educators are using it. There'll be more news to come in the next upcoming months. But for now, the team would like you to know that you can get email updates, newsletters in your inbox, and they will actually give you a direct link to a specific lesson plan and examples of how they've been used with an authentic product. So for example, the if then that slide or if then that slide deck activity, they have like one for science and one for social studies, both for middle or high school applications. So if you're looking for more and for what you can use it for, go to the website and sign up for the newsletter. There's also a pilot. If you want to participate, there's a link here and in the show notes for you to sign up to be involved in kind of like a cohort group to do some more testing and trying out and sharing. So that is open now. And then finally, if you want to share anything you've done or that you're super proud of or any ideas you have, I put, is it Shah Holland's address in there as well.
Okay, excellent. Thank you very much for that. Next screen, where are we at to do? Okay, what's new with Google? January 2018. So, sorry, I didn't see somebody put that in earlier. So here's a couple of things. We're not going to go and demonstrate all these. The links are going to be in the show notes, which you can find at the link we talked about earlier. Show note links will also be in the description for the YouTube video. There's a new Get Help Hangout site. So instead of having to figure out where to come to see our stuff, if you go to bit.ly/gethelphangouts, that'll take you to our new website. We're going to have the calendar on there, so you can subscribe to that, so you know when the next episode's going to be. It's going to have links to all the different videos that we've done in the past, as well as you can then watch the show live at that site if you want as well. So anytime you need to look and find something about Get Help Hangouts, that's the website we're going to look at. From Google's side of things, path URLs in Google Sites can now be changed. So even though the title of your page is /dog, you can actually go in and instead of renaming everything, the title as well as the link, you can just rename the URL to cats or horses or whatever else. One of the things I like to use that for is I'll go in there and I might have a page that I've hidden and I want to rename it hidden, but I don't want the file or the page name to be changed. That's what's a great tool you can use that for. Comments in Office and PDF documents. Has anyone got that enabled yet? Thumbs up, thumbs down? Looks like it's all thumbs down. Yeah, I've seen a couple other people have it enabled. I haven't. I'm just so excited about this one. So from now, what that's going to mean is when it's enabled on your site, you'll be able to use the preview tool to view your PDFs, to view the Microsoft documents, and then put in comments just like you would in a regular Google Doc. And it just means it's one step easier than having to go and download it or edit it and try and put comments in that way. You can do that directly from within the preview window. I do not believe, and if someone wants to correct me on this, from what I've read, I do not believe it's got the whole conversation strip like we do in our Google Docs. It's just as if you were to open Adobe Acrobat and just do a comment that way. Make sense to everyone else too?
It does. I haven't used the feature yet, so I can't comment on it.
Okay, thank you. Email members of a team drive. Thank you for getting this back up. So if any of you have played around within a Google document, you know you've shared it with like 10 or 15 people, you can actually go under File, Email Contributors. So that way you don't actually have to remember who's in who's actually sharing with the document, and then go under Share, find those emails, go to your email client and send it off. You can do that from right within the document under File. When you move those files into Team Drive, they took that away. Sorry, it wasn't available. Let's put it that way. So they've enabled it again. So now you can email all the members of the Team Drive either right from the Team Drive folder level or from within the document. And that's a very important thing. If you don't use it, take a look at it. It's one of those valuable. You gain so much time back, efforts that have come back from the document stuff. And lastly, Jamboard is a core G Suite app, and Jamboard is very cool. Kim's going to be demonstrating that a little bit later. If anyone actually has a Jamboard, I would love to hear your experiences with that. Any comments on anything here, guys? Nope. Okay, we're moving along. So we're on our feature presentation now. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to start off, we're going to look at Google Photos and how to free up space on your Android iPhone. We're going to look at Google Classroom, how to edit assignments as PDFs. Google Drive, how to upload the photos and scan documents to fax or sign. And remember, we're doing this all on the mobile stuff. Kim's going to be showing us about the Jamboard app and how to integrate audio feedback using Google Keep. I've got a cool trick I learned from Chris on how to use Google Books to create documents from notes that you highlight within ebooks. And then we'll show you a couple things about Stage View and about Google Hangouts. So let's start this off. Google Photos. I'm going to let you take over from here, Allison, okay?
Okay.
It's like, hang on, let me, my mouse is trying to fight me, trying to stop screen sharing. Okay, You've got it.
All right. So I added to the show notes. Sorry. I'm going to start out with Translate and work my way through Photos, Drive, and Classroom. I forgot to add Translate to the slide deck. However, let me do a screen share. I got distracted when I was prepping for the show because I got so involved with what I was doing and all these different things you could do with these apps. I've used Google Translate as an app, but I want to speak about Google Translate as an app for ELL learners or for parents. Now, this app is free to download on your phone, of course, and it's good for a variety of purposes. I'll start out with the camera feature first. Very often I have conversations with different schools about how to make it possible for parents who don't speak English or read English well to read and complete Google Forms or read and sign the handbooks and things like that without having to convert everything all the time. So you could teach them, number one, if you have a Google form and you need folks to fill it out, and I've actually been in schools where they've had to do this, you can have them turn on the camera where they're having trouble understanding. And hang on, it'll come up. Yeah, so you can see that I have a Google form up on the screen here, and I just turned on Translate, and now I can take a picture, trying to like balance my phone here. It's a little tricky. Select all. It really didn't get much there, but it did a minute ago. So what it'll do is it'll grab all the text, and then you can go ahead and it will translate as much as you want. So you can select some or select none. This works fabulously. So even though my demo wasn't great, it works slick as a bean. The other thing you can do is you can have a conversation with someone. So if I want to talk to a student who just came from India and he doesn't have a lot of friends and he doesn't talk to people because he can't speak English very well, I can help make that student more comfortable. All right, so I just said way too much. Did you hear that?
No, but
Okay, all right. So it talks back to you. So you can actually have a conversation with someone. If you are heading overseas or going somewhere, where is the bathroom? You can create different phrases. So if I go to my phrase book now, I have where is the bathroom in Spanish and can you call me a taxi in Italian? So you can actually save phrases. And when you open up the phrase itself, if you're standing at the hotel desk, you can click on the thing and it will speak to that person. So the other piece of this that you should know about is you can download languages. So for students who don't have data at school, but they have a cell phone, just tell them download the English language at home and then bring it in, or vice versa. And then they can use it that way. So it's pretty phenomenal.
I've used that a lot when I travel, and it is amazing. And it's actually the first thing I always tell people if they're going somewhere where English is not their first language. It is amazing, and it didn't come off very well with what Allison was doing. But the one thing that when she's talking about the conversation, Google Translate actually does listening. So it'll listen to the English person, then it'll speak Spanish, then it'll wait for the Spanish person to speak, then it'll translate that into English, just like an actual translator does. It's very impressive.
Yep. All right. So I just want to draw your attention to that. It's a super powerful tool. The other piece is this year, I've had so many teachers and even students unaware of the fact that if they just sync their Google Photos, they can free up space on their phone. So let me get the gallery up here. Can you see my screen okay?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay, so this is the gallery, 818 images, 48 videos, eating up the storage space on my device. So students and teachers will come to me and say, oh yeah, I want to have all my students do something and I want to use my phone, but I don't have any space. Why? Oh, I have all my photos and I just don't have time to figure out how to organize them. So I show them that here's your camera, and they're like, yeah, I get that. And I'm like, so you have all these pictures and all of this taking up all this space on your phone. That's your gallery. If you just download the Google Photos app, you will have the same exact, in the same order, except they're nicely categorized for you with so many other bells and whistles. You can see the evidence right there. Now, sometimes for new people who are super, super scared about losing their pictures, I have to literally have that show them in Google Drive. Like, see the pictures? They're there. Okay. Then they can delete from their gallery. That's just a simple tip, but believe it or not, a lot of people don't know that. So it's worth sharing with your staff and your students. Actually, I had a high school student say to me, Miss Smolka, like, how do you know more about my phone than I do? And I took that as a compliment. All right, Google Drive. So the other piece, other app I want to highlight is the scan feature in Google Drive combined with add-ons. So I'll go ahead and open up Google Drive. And I'll make it full screen. And let's say that at this point I want to scan something. I have a piece of paper on the floor I'm going to scan. So I click on the plus sign here and I click on scan. And I find my, again, these demos work better when I'm not showing anyone. So I scan it. All right, so I took a picture of it and then I approve it. I can rename it right here for Drive. So if I want to rename it right here, I can do that. So when it gets into my Drive, it's already named. I can crop it, etc. So I click, and now this will save it to my Google Drive as a PDF. It's a little slow. And as you remember earlier, Trevor said that you can have comment streams going, oh, there's my license. I don't want that. And that'll go into your Google Drive. All right. So here's my earlier upload that's paused. I'm going to open a doc I already have. Let's just do this. Actually, hang on just a sec. Bear with me. Let's say I needed to sign this. So the other piece is, okay, first of all, I have this piece of paper and somebody wants me to sign it and get it to them in 30 seconds. It is possible because I just got it up into my Google Drive, whether it's a PDF or a Google Doc, it doesn't matter. Now, if I click on the menu, I can go to add-ons. And if you don't already have the DocuSign add-on, you can go ahead and add it. And then I can grab it and then I can sign it, add my signature, and then send it. I can share it by email. I can, if you have to fax it, you can put a fax app on and, you know, send it by fax. Sorry. I tried to mute my dog, but he's not mutable. So that's how that feature works. And then last but not least is the annotation in Google Classroom, which we've covered on several occasions. So this is just a quick reminder that you can annotate in Classroom on your mobile device. Sorry about Danielle. If I've already started editing a student's doc, so this is student work that the student turned in. And if I wanted to go back and finish editing the doc that I had started, I can go ahead and open that PDF up. And then I click on edit. I can even clear the whole screen. So if for some reason I wanted to clear the canvas, I was like, oh, I didn't mean to draw on it like that. I can clear it and I can start over. Now this is really nice on the new Chromebooks because it's a lot easier to write and draw and give feedback using a larger screen, but it is possible to do with your mobile device. So those are the apps that I wanted to share with you today.
Excellent, thank you. And correct me if I'm correct me if I'm wrong. The Classroom one, when you're doing the edits and stuff, it'll take a Google document, and then when you do the editing, it's actually editing a PDF that it makes based on the document. Correct?
That's true. And then the student gets the PDF back that they can then, if they need to make corrections to their doc, they can.
Right.
It's also nice for math. Math teachers don't get enough love when it comes to, you know, online using online tools. So if the students take a picture of work they've scribbled, handwritten, they can turn it in. The teacher can use a note tool, a stylus, and actually give mathematical feedback, which is a really nice. They can still use Classroom. They can share all the work digitally, and that annotation tool makes it better.
Excellent. Any questions from the rest of our panels? No. Okay. Thank you very much for doing all that. Kim, you're up there with Jamboard, and while you're doing that, I'll grab my end.
Okay. So first, Jamboard is an app that you can use on your mobile device and on Chromebooks that use the Google Play application or Google Play Store. So for this demonstration, I am using a Google Pixel Book that is able to run Android apps. So I am going to share my screen. So bear with me here, guys.
And while she's doing that, I'm actually going to connect on a Chromebook using the Android Jamboard app to connect to the same Jam. And one of the things that you should be aware of is that the versions or whatever's available between the different apps is different. So the Android app has pretty much a lot of the big functionality. The iOS app is limited to, I think you can just basically move stuff that's already laid out. There is a web version at jamboard.google.com to view it, but there's nothing else functionality into it. So the Android app is right now, and the Jamboard itself, of course, there's probably the most advanced pieces there. You ready to go, Kim?
Yeah. Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay. So first, I want to say that you can use Jamboard with your mobile device. It's a free app that you can download from the Google Play Store. And I do have to give a shout out to my friend Tom Mulaney. He was on my talk show, The Sweet Talk, and he demoed this to me. And he really went over a lot of details, and we discussed how we can use it in the classroom. So shout out to Tom. I wish he was here with me going over the demo. But anyway, so you would go to the Play Store and download the Jamboard app. And once it's downloaded, you can definitely start using it on a mobile device or your Android app Play Chromebook. So this is the interface here. And what I'm going to do first is I'll actually create a new jam. So I'm going to hit the plus sign here. And I can join a jam or I can create a new jam. So I'm going to create a new jam. And this is what the canvas looks like. And you can see my screen?
Yep.
Okay. So this is what the interface looks like. And really, like I said, you can use this app without the hardware. The hardware is the actual Jamboard, which is a separate purchase. This is a free app that you can use with your students in your classroom. So this is the canvas, and right over here on the left side, you have a menu, and I will go over these features here. Up at the top here, you have the snowman menu. And in here, you have the options to rename it, remove it. You can collaborate with people and share it. You can connect to a meeting via Hangouts. You can share your jam as a PDF file, so you can download it as a PDF. And you can share the frame as an image and download your jam as an image. So a few things that I'm going to go over with you are the handwriting recognition. So if you click on these options here on the left side, you get some sub menus or different options. So if I click on the pencil, okay, I can draw whatever I want, and I'm using my stylus here, okay, to manipulate my jam. So, you know, I can pick different style pens if I want. Okay, and you can see the thickness of the lines change. I can also change the color of my pencil. So if I wanted to, you know, highlight something in red, I can do all that. Okay. If I wanted to clear my board, I hit click on the eraser and I clear my board. All right, so those are just some basic features. But some really nice features is something called the handwriting tool. So if I click on this icon down here, the handwriting recognition, all right, what it will do is I can actually write a word and it will put it in print for me. So this is definitely helpful for students that do not have the best handwriting. It will translate it into a more neater format, if you say. Another feature that you can do with this is you can actually edit the text right from here. So just say, for example, what I'm going to do first is actually I'm going to delete my word. So I'm going to use the lasso tool and lasso it, and then I'm going to drag it down to the bottom to delete it. Okay, so it deleted that object off my jam. And what I want to do is I just want to use the handwriting tool again, and I'm going to just spell the word help. Oops, there it goes. All right, but just say, for example, I wanted to spell the word hello instead of help. So I can actually remove a letter from my text by just crossing out the letter. All right, and actually it should have just did the P, but it took the L also. So that's okay. What I can do is I can insert letters in my word here. So let's just say there's my letter, oops, and I wanted to put an L with a caret so it would insert it. So let's do this. Let's start over again, clear my board, and I'm going to write the word help. All right, and I'm going to cross out the P. All right, and now I want to insert hello. So I'm going to put caret, and I don't know why it's putting it as an exclamation point.
I think it's the other way around, isn't it? That you put the letter under, write the letter underneath, and then insert it.
I don't know. I mean, it's
okay. It works. It works that way for sure.
It's working, but it's not. I don't know if it's my stylus or my I'm not pressing hard enough on the screen. But you get the gist of it. So you can insert letters inside your text, and you can remove your letters also. So right now it's actually not working the way I want. So let's clear this board. All right, so I mean you can edit the text in the handwriting tool, which is a nice feature, by crossing out and using the caret to insert letters into the word. Another nice feature that I want to show you is the shape recognition tool, which is down here. So if I just say I want to draw, I don't know, a rectangle. Okay, my rectangle is not very neat. All right, and it will pick up what I'm drawing and it will perfect it. So here's my triangle, and you can see that the shape recognition is definitely picking up the shape that I'm drawing, and it's perfecting the image. So that's another nice feature. Also, there's a new feature called the auto draw, which will try to match what you're trying to doodle or draw on your jam. So say, for example, I want to draw a star. Okay, it's going to predict or give you some kind of selection here on the bottom of what you're trying to draw, and you can select the image right from the toolbar on the bottom. So if I wanted to draw, I'm not an artist, so if I wanted to draw, I don't know, let's say a sun, it should give me images of what it thinks it is, and there it is on the bottom. And I'll just select it, And there you go. It changes your image of your doodle to what it thinks that you're trying to draw. And it's actually a lot neater than what I did. So, I mean, those are really cool tools that you can implement. Let's see. So the lasso tool will allow you to move an object to the bottom to delete it. If I wanted to resize or move this object on my page, I don't have to use the lasso tool. All I do is tap and hold with my stylus, and you see how there's like a green outline of the image around a green outline around the image, and I can move it. This is allowing me to move the image. All right, I can copy it. Oops. I can duplicate the image. I can also resize the image. And let's see. All right, it's not letting me resize for some reason. But so if you tap and hold and you drag, you know, you'll get the menu on the top corner that'll allow you to duplicate the object. And if you don't want it, you can actually just drag it down to the bottom to delete it from the jam. So those are pretty cool features. You also have a Note It and a Post-it note, which will allow you to type in a Post-it note. You can change the color of the Post-it note here. All right, and again, I should be able to, oops, drag it and move it if I wanted to. It's not working. All right, so that's basically that first menu there. Now, if I hit the plus sign, I do get more options, which is really more powerful than what I just showed you. I can insert a file from my Google Drive right into my jam. So let's see here. If I go to Drive, let's see, I'm trying to find something that's not too bad.
Kim, just for the sake of a short time, if you don't mind, maybe just for the rest of the tools, you could just explain what it does, and because people
sure.
can go and play, people can go
No
play
problem.
with it themselves. It's very cool to you know, opening their eyes to what's available.
Yep. So, okay, Google Drive will allow you to insert an object or a file right from your drive. The Earth will allow you to insert a snippet of a website that you can look for. So this is actually pretty cool. If you don't mind, I could just show this real quick. I can go to Images, and if I wanted to, I can select a snippet of an image and insert it right into my jam, which is pretty cool. This emoji icon here will allow you to provide feedback to students. So if students are using the jam for, and they're collaborating on an assignment together, and they shared it with you and with their peers, you can give quick feedback on their thoughts by using the emojis, okay, and just giving them like a check on their, you know, on their work, or thumbs up, thumbs down, whatever kind of feedback that you want to provide on their jam. And this is the Post-it note feature here again. And this is the camera will allow you to take a picture using your webcam, which is pretty cool. Now, what you can do with this is you can download your jams at the menu here, and you can insert your jam into Google Keep, the Google Keep app. So this is a really great way for students to take what they did in Jamboard and put it into Google Keep. And I'm going to hit save. All right, so do I have time to go into Google Keep and show this, Trevor?
Sure thing. Yeah.
Okay, so right now I downloaded my jam as an image, and I should be able to access it through the Google Keep app. So you have to download that app through the Play Store also. And here's my Jam. So this is my image that I just downloaded through Jamboard. And the students can take this image, they can put it an audio, insert audio feedback or an audio notation by clicking on the plus sign. And they can click recording. And it will definitely annotate their audio into the bottom of the image in Google Drive or in Google Keep. So this is a nice way that students can set up reminders for what they're doing in their Jam, or maybe tasks, what they're doing in Jam for their assignment.
That's a very cool way of incorporating the two apps and having them live together. Thank you for showing that.
Yeah, thank you. And I really think that using Jamboard, there you are. Can you see me or no?
Oh yeah, yeah. You can turn your screen sharing off if you want.
Okay, so let me get into. I gotta find it.
That's okay. That's all right. I'll just pin my face. Okay.
You can use Jamboard. So some of the ideas on how to use Jamboard in your classroom would be like, you know, if your students are doing some kind of research, they can brainstorm different quick snippets of images or topics, important facts about their topic. They can put that in Jamboard, create concept maps, just a quick, you know, drawn or some type of hierarchy chart. They can draw in Jamboard. They can use it for timelines, so they can have multiple pages of jams included in one jam, so it can be more like a timeline. And you know, it's always great to give students feedback, and this is just an app that you can use for feedback also. So
excellent. All right, thank you very much for doing that. Okay, who's next? Oh, I guess it's me. So what I want to do is, well, first of all, I'm just going to tell you about something I'm not going to show you, but it's really easy. When you're doing these Hangouts, you can invite yourself in on more than one device. You don't have to be just stuck with the one camera. So even though I may be logged in with my personal account, I can still use my iPhone to log into that same account and the same Hangout, and actually have my two different cameras show up under the screen, or three different cameras. So you can actually do multiple multiple camera angles. And I've done Hangouts where I've got three cameras running, and sometimes just by clicking on a different face, because they all show up on our film strip here as different people, by clicking on them, I can take that focus. So I can quickly switch from three different camera angles, just like I can quickly flick between the three different presenters that are also on there. So if you're doing Hangouts, there's nothing wrong with logging in with the same account. You don't have to make up 5 or 6 accounts, which sometimes people think they have to do. I'm going to talk about a couple of really cool tricks that I learned. I'm going to start off with Google Books. So let me just pull up the proper screen here and get my phone going again. And so what I'm going to do is just quick screen share. I'm just going to screen share the application window just so you can see this. So in here, what I've done is I've gone into Google Books. So if you go to play.google.com/books, or you download the mobile app, you could go in and you can download free ebooks or pay for ebooks or what have you. If you could also create your own ebooks, and the students can load those up, and the text will show up on the screen here. Now, by default, you just get a viewer here and stuff. But if you go into the mobile device, under the menu item, the hamburger menu, there's a setting there that says backup to Google Drive. So back up any notes and highlights that you have to Google Drive. So in Google Drive, there's a folder called Playbook Notes, and you'll see a file for every book that you open up called Notes From, and then the title of the document. So when I open this up, what I'm going to see is not all the text, like here where you go and you highlight some text and you put in a comment. So for example, I'm just going to go over here. It says, but the wolf held him back. I'm just going to highlight that in yellow. And then when the wrens flew away, I'm going to put a note here. It says add note. What is a wren? And when I used to do ebooks, when I had to go back, you'd have to go through the contents and look at your notes and stuff. And sometimes they make sense and sometimes they don't, but it was all kind of stored here. But now what happens is Google will actually put all these notes into the document. Now it's going to take a second for it to sync, so I'll just do a quick hard refresh and it's coming. But these notes here I made just before we went on air. They automatically update into the document here. So I now have a document of all the different notes, the comments that I've made. Here was the piece of text I highlighted. Here's a comment that goes along with it. So I don't have to keep stringing through the document itself. I can just look at my notes really quickly. If I'm wondering, well, what's the context of that we're talking about, King of the Birds? What does that mean? There's a page number that will actually take me right back into ebooks to that exact page that I was just working on. So let's go over to here. I'm going to go to page 18, click on that. There we are on page 18, and there's the document that I made. The only thing to be careful about is if you go and make some notes in here, so I start adding notes in that, and I go back into this document and make some more notes, Google will overwrite everything that's in here. So it's important to know that either you make a copy of this before you start adding your own comments in here, or you read through the book, make all your notes, stop reading the book, then come back and make other comments in addition to what you have here that's highlighted from the book. And by the way, Chris Betcher showed me that on a Google Slam a couple of years ago, and it's probably one of my favorite tricks to show people. The other thing I want to talk about is with Google's Street 360. If you haven't had a chance to play with that, the 360 elements is a lot of fun. In the menu of the Google 360, you can back up your 360 images to Google Drive. Now, you don't even have to publish them. You can take your 360 images, they'll get stored there, but they will also, when you take that setting and say back up to Google Drive, it puts copies into Google Photos. It'll take a copy into Google Photos. And now what happens is I can go in and all these photos that I've taken in the past in 360 are now available to me in my Google Photos as 360 images. So I not only have the stuff stored in Street View, I also have them stored in Google Photos. So those are some really cool tips that you might want to take a look at. Any questions on that, guys?
Very, very cool.
Yeah, I still think the ebook thing that Chris showed was probably the best one, because I love doing so much research, and I'll buy ebooks off of from the Google Play Store, and then when you're doing research, like we're looking at doing a trip, so I can go through and highlight everything. I don't have to go back and read through the book to find all the different pieces. I have this nice Google document. But excellent. So next thing we're going to take a look at is our random shares, basically where everyone just going to spend a minute talking about something that they want. Justin and Kim, if you've got something you want to share, by all means. I'm going to start off just because I already have the microphone going. I want to just talk about, what was I going to talk about? Oh, demo slams. bit.ly/demo slams takes you to the new website we've created. If you're not familiar with it, I mean, imagine everyone's familiar with demo slams of some sort. Basically, instructors have 3 minutes to come and do presentations and show off what they know, cool tricks that they've learned, that kind of thing. And then in the end, it goes to up to the audience to decide to vote on which is the best slam. Now, we've actually, Lee here has been doing this since 2013. And Allison, you've participated in these as well. I learn something from this every time. It's amazing because there's people from all over the world get involved in these things. There's such cool tricks that you learn. There's things that you think you know, but someone always pops up and goes, think about trying it doing this way. And it's so cool. With the website, so again, bit.ly/slams, demo slams. And with the website, the upcoming episode is here in the center. There's a calendar there you can subscribe to, so you can get notice ahead of time and know when the next slam is going to be. And we have our archive here of all the slams that we've done in the past. So it's a playlist from our YouTube video. And you can also go and search by the presenter and a SLAM title. So if you know, like in the past, someone has done something about working with forums, I can just type in something there and it'll go through all of our YouTube videos and all the presenters and brings up all the different SLAMs there. That's my 1 minute presentation. Allison, you're next.
Oh, yes. Okay. So I would like to know if anybody has tackled this. I wanted to share with you as part of the Growing or Grow with Google initiative. They have an IT professional certificate, and I put a link to it in the show notes and on the slide deck. But I'm just going to do a, am I screen sharing? I am screen sharing, right? No, I need to screen share. Okay. So this is the website. It's Coursera is running the course. It's not free, but it's super affordable. It's a professional certificate. You can take your time. You pay by the month. So you can go ahead and enroll, and you pay monthly. I think it's $49 a month. Like I said, it's just not super expensive. And you can also just enroll, and I think you get 7 days. So you can audit the course. You can look at it. You can go through everything. So you really get to try it. And this certificate program is sponsored and acknowledged by companies like Walmart and there's other, what kind of companies hire IT specialists? I don't know where that is. So that's not, you can find it if you want more information, maybe in the small print. But I think this is a great opportunity as an ELO in schools. So if you're offering extended learning opportunities with students who are already doing like student help desk, and you can support them to go through this professional certificate program, I think that is something that could happen. If you have people on the scenes that don't have any professional certifications, check this out. And I'd love to hear from anybody who has used it, or especially if you can implement it with your students and have your young students participate and get that certificate. That's my random share.
Very cool. Thank you very much. Kim, have you got something for us?
Well, I don't have anything to that extent. So I mean, I can share.
Why don't you share your sweet talk? Like, tell people where they can find it. And
oh, okay. Yeah. All right. I didn't know I can do that. I thought you wanted like a tip or something. Okay, so I started a talk show. It's called The Sweet Talk. And basically, it's more for collaboration for people that want to learn. I want to continue to learn from my PLN. And I find that this talk show is a really great avenue to discuss quick tips, tricks, anything new that's coming out, ideas on implementing G Suite for education in the classroom, anything to deal with education and G Suite. And honestly, I'm learning a lot from people that I have on the show, and that's my goal. That was my personal goal to get out of it. I'm really excited about it. I can show you the website and the YouTube channel if that's okay.
Sure.
Okay, let me get it
that's
there.
Great.
Thanks. Hold on, let me find it. Okay. Let me screen share. Because, you know, I don't, can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Okay. I like to learn from others. I like to talk to other people on how they're using G Suite in the classroom. I don't claim to know everything. So even me being on the show, I learned a lot from Trevor and Monica. Thank you very much. And, you know, if you're content with knowing what you're doing, to me, that's you know, you always have to grow and learn. So this is my goal in trying to grow and learn and collaborate with others, and hopefully people find it helpful. So if you just do a Google search for the Suite Talk, this is the website that comes up. And this is my mission statement here. I have my episodes listed on a separate page, and it goes to the links from the YouTube channel and the episode agenda. So the last show I did was this past week on AR, VR in the education classroom, and just some information about me and how you can contact me. And basically, it's just very low key, no stress, worry-free. I'm a human being, and I do make mistakes. And, you know, like I said, it's just a platform where we can talk about G Suite and how we can implement it in the classroom, and basically learn from each other and grow and help one another. That's what it's all about.
Excellent. Thank you very much. You're still screen sharing, just so you know.
Yep, let me get out of it.
Yeah. Sometimes I forget and I'm showing stuff that I shouldn't show.
So here I am.
Excellent. Okay, guys, that's pretty much it for our time. We're at 10 minutes to the hour. Thank you for joining us. If you're enjoying what you're seeing, please remember to subscribe to the channel. Let other people know. Again, our new website, bit.ly/gethelphangouts. Spread the word, and we will see you guys in a month's time. Say goodbye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.